on?
Hi guys, sorry I can't be with you today, but I'm administering third grade park, so I am needed in the classroom. But Eva did want me to talk to you about our portfolios and how we can prepare for NCATE now and not have to go through what Tulip Grove and Bowie High School went through a few years ago. So after our last NCATE, I decided to start flagging and tagging artifacts. So this is a sample from the last few years of artifacts. In the front, I have our PDS standards that I keep in every single binder, and I have what standard it is, a cover sheet so that I know what should go in here, and as I collect my artifacts, I flag them. So on the top, I'll give myself a reminder as to what I was thinking for this artifact. So this artifact right here is my PDS log of what I'm doing, where I'm doing it, and who I'm doing it with, so that I remember. So I tagged this as collaboration, student achievement, and I wrote myself a little note, needs of special students, groups, STEM coordination for our science fair project. And the next one behind that, I will have intern action research as to roles, responsibilities, and this helps me stay organized. And it is by standard, so here's standard 3 and standard 4. Standard 1 was so large it has its own binder. But after just 2 or 3 years of artifacts, it got too thick, too hard to manage, and I kept things by standards. So as we're preparing for this year, knowing our artifacts this year count for NCATE, I decided to organize it a little differently. And I have 5 white binders. Each binder has just a number on the top corner and on the spine, and inside of each is Maryland Standards and Artifacts for PDS. This is up on our Moda site, and I've handed it out several times.
A custodian to the main office, please. A custodian to the main office. Thank you.
And it does have sample artifacts that you can have per standard for Standard 1, teacher preparation, 1-2, continuing professional development, and artifacts that can go here. This guide saves me so much time, and again, in each binder I have our handy-dandy cheat sheet. So this year's change is, instead of just having a Standard 1 section, I've given myself dividers.
Ms. Distad, you have a phone call on line 1. Ms. Distad, phone call line 1.
For Standard 1-1, Standard 1-2, 1-3, and 1-4. I knew I was collecting a lot, especially for Standard 1, which is learning community, and Standard 2, collaboration. But I wasn't sure within each of those sections that I was fulfilling all of our standards, and I have one thing in Standard 1-4. So this tells me that I know where I need to target for next year, where to put some artifacts, and knowing that some artifacts can go in more than one location, where to put my artifacts to fill the needs that I'm developing. So Standard 1 and 2 are always good for me. Standard 3, I'm pretty solid. Standard 4, good. Standard 5, diversity, I'm really working on that. That's my lightest binder, so I know that's where I need my personal growth and development, is in making sure that I have diversity artifacts. So what I do each month is I just collect all of my artifacts, and when I have a spare hour or planning time, I'll start flagging and tagging. So I have a couple artifacts here that we should all have, and we're going to flag and tag them together. So many of us were at the Bowie State College of Education Awards Assembly, so I want to look at my Maryland artifact of where this could possibly go. So on the top, I'm going to give the name, and it's just going to be BSU College of Education Awards and College of Ed Awards. So I'm just writing the title of the artifact. And for this one, College of Ed Learning is going to be Section 4, Organization, Roles, and Responsibility, and it's going to be in recognition, which is going to be continuing professional development. Now, a couple of the sections say celebrates, what's it say? Recognition activities for faculty and interns. That's under accountability. But I really thought this one could go more under roles and responsibilities, because this one says for various PDS stakeholders, and we had mentors, we had PDS site coordinators, we had BSU faculty. So I thought this particular artifact would go better under organizational roles, continuing professional development, so 4-2. In the corner, I'm going to write 4-2, and I'm just going to paperclip them together and punch a hole in them. Then in my binder, I'll go to 4, 2, and pop that artifact right here. So I've got my cheat sheet note, I've got the artifact, and what I was thinking, where I think it should go. That doesn't mean that's where it has to stay, but I'm thinking now that's where I want it. Another artifact we should all have are electronic portfolios. Our interns just gave these presentations last week, and as site coordinator, I make my interns submit a copy to me as well. So this would go under Section 3, Accountability, and it says e-portfolios, and again, e-portfolios are in multiple categories because it says e-portfolios. This one says student work and reflections. This one says addresses in-task standards. So I'm putting it under accountability because I feel that's where it best goes for my purposes, and under 3-4 student achievement because of the student work samples and artifacts. So I'll just put electronic portfolio. I will go under 3 accountability, so I'll circle accountability here, and then I'll go student achievement, flag it and tag it, paper clip it, I'll hole punch it, and put this in standard 3, section 4, and that is my only artifact in that section. So now I at least have one. So hopefully this might give you an idea of how you can organize your artifacts, and again, you should have a copy, and it is on Edmodo, the Maryland State Artifact Guides for PDS, as well as the PDS Artifact cover sheet, the half slip that I've been using. If you are selected to go for NCATE, you're going to have to do the full page, but this will at least trigger your memory over what you were thinking and why you put it where you put it, and hopefully in 3 years or 2 years, you won't be digging through binders and binders or crates and crates looking for artifacts. You'll have them already pre-sorted and ready to go. Thanks. Good luck at summer strategic planning this week. Bye.